And welcome back to another episode of Modsauce 2 on the FTOG server. So, last time we were here, we set up our AE2 system. And then we found out we were having a power issue. With combination of our passive system, which I really don't think was having that much of an impact on it, and our tree farm here, which I think was more of an impact because of the big Thaumcraft trees that were being planted. We were slowly running out of power. So, we need to fix that. Now, I went ahead and did a little work down here. Come down here. Here. Okay. Oh, by the way, that hungry node over there is awesome for collecting wisps. It keeps eating them. I set up this system. There, I should show you up there. There's another harvester set up there to collect leaves, and they all come into here, and then they get piped to a block placer with a clock on top, and putting down oak leaves. Now, I'm going to change this setup. This is just a proof of concept. It works. As you can see, there's plenty of mana in there. Yeah, so, I mean, it's you don't need a whole lot of them for these aggro carnations. But I've got 2 of them going, and I've got 2 Modsauce going. Now, later on, when I reset this up, I'm going to put it underground, so you won't see it. And I'll probably change this farm around and improve the farm a little bit, see if we can't get more efficiency out of it, because it's not very efficient right now. The golems keep replanting things, so I'm going to have to do one farm at a time type thing. You know, I can increase on the ender pearls, I can increase on, you know, all that different stuff, so that won't be that much of a big deal anyways. Bigger sugarcane farm, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, it places the block, the Modsauce eats it, gives it mana, and then these little guys sing. And then it increases the growth, it works on growth ticks. Now, for those of you who know about the way things grow in Minecraft, there's either bone meal ticks, which is what the watering can works off of, and also what the there's a couple other things that work, or it's how most of the plants work off of is bone meal ticks. So you can use the watering can, the bone meal, and they'll grow faster. Now, some plants like your melons, your pumpkins, your sugarcane, and I believe even your ender pearls, your ender lilies, do not work off of growth ticks. They work off of ticks. Or do not work off of bone meal ticks, they work off of growth ticks, I'm sorry. And that's what the aggro carnations work off of, is growth ticks. So it actually makes everything grow faster. See, he just ate. So yeah, he just ate. But we need oak leaves for stuff for Britannia anyways, for some of the runes. So that's good. And we got plenty of saplings to keep us busy for a while. So yeah, everything's growing faster. At least that's what's in range. So I was going to use sugarcane for the next power set for power generation, but I was finding out that, oh crap, I didn't lock that chest. I wasn't growing them fast enough. This was just like a couple of days. It's all the more that I've gotten. So that's not really a whole lot. And I've got more than a cache of melons. Let's see if I can do this real quick. Oh, darn it. Come back here. Can't get it to lock. Why is it not locking? Alright, hold on. Let's turn this off. This is basically just... I put this in here because I wanted to output to this ender chest, but I didn't want it to fill up the ender chest. Because then you would have the problem where you're crafting more stuff, or you'd be pretty much filling up the ender chest with pumpkin seeds, because the pumpkins go a lot faster than, or you get more out of the pumpkins than you do the melons. Yeah, that's it. So I think it's like 4 melons per melon plant, whereas it's like 4 or 5 or even 6 seeds per melon or pumpkin. So yeah, the ratio's off a little bit between pumpkins and melons. So so yeah, let's see if I got that locked. I still did not get that locked. What is going on here? Okay, put that in there. And shift. Alright, click. Okay, there we go. Now it's locked. Okay. So now, the way I have this set up, it will only set up 64 either melons or pumpkin seeds. And this is set to auto-craft the pumpkin seeds. Okay, yeah. Didn't think there was any extras in there. Excuse me. So this will only craft 64 melon seeds. And I can actually set this up better to where if there's 32 in here, it will not craft. If there is 32 in there, if there's 32 in there, it'll craft. That way it'll keep... No, that's not right either. Yeah, anyways, there's a way I can set this, the factory... I'd have to remember how to do it real quick. But, yeah. There's a way to set this up to where this will not overcraft, because if it overcrafts, like, say, this fills up, and we get 64 in here, and we got, like, 4 pumpkins, and I use a pumpkin seed, it'll craft the pumpkin seeds, because there's room in here, and then it'll throw the extra in here. So, it seems kind of redundant on... we might end up filling up this chest. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. If I have to change that coding a little bit, we can. But so yeah, we're gonna work on immersive engineering power, diesel power. I'm trying to stay away from big reactors, just because I think they're overpowered. They're a little OP. When we end up doing our quarry, which we'll probably do in a few episodes here, I will do a reactor, but I will do it for the quarry only, just because the quarries take a lot of power, especially using silk touch and whatnot, and whole generator and all that fun stuff. It takes a lot of power, so I don't want to just use just those. So as you can see, we got 2 caches full, and what we're going to be doing is we need to work on, where's it at? Oh, we gotta go biodiesel. We're gonna be making biodiesel, so we've got to make 2 blocks first. We've got our industrial squeezer and our fermenter. Now the industrial squeezer is going to be for our pumpkin seeds, and our industrial squeezer is going to be for our melons. So, and I wish we had pressure pipes in here, because I could store the fluids in a big tank. We do have what is it called? I can't remember what it's called. I thought we had it in here. It's yeah, Ender Tech. We have these Ender tanks. But I don't... Yeah, they got the glass too. So we might look at doing these. doesn't look, other than the Endurium ingots and the Tesseracts and the Resonant Portal Frame for 8 valves. We don't really need 8 valves. But these require power, and since we're a little low on power right now, this is not feasible for us. Might put this in a little bit later, but I'll probably just end up using tanks. So yeah, the way you set these up, we'll set the fermenter up, or the squeezer up first, I guess, is, where did the other one go? This is real simple. These are all multi-block structures. So we're going to set this up here. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 3, and then I think it was the center one was the one that was missing. Buttons aren't working. Okay, yeah. So then you go your fermenter, your squeezer with a light engineering block in the middle. Dot, dot, dot. Oops. And there, and then I do not have. Where is it? That's not my engineering hammer. There it is. Engineer's hammer. Now I made enough blocks to make 2. And there we go. There is our industrial squeezer. Now our power input is up here. And we'll get these powered here in a minute. A little bit of glitch on the rendering there. So all we have to do now, I might rearrange how this is set up too, to make it a little bit easier, is these are inputs, and I believe the bottom is the output. Inputs, power input is at the top or bottom. Fluids are output through any ports at the bottom of each side. Power is input top or bottom. Fluids are output to the ports. Okay, so does that mean that we can put... So I've never built these before. I should have tested this out before we did this, but... So if we go here... I know this is kind of dirty. Okay, so yeah, we can put it there. And that's only 28 seeds. So yeah, we can put the input on, it looks like any part. And then our fluid output will be down here, so. Alright, let me go ahead and... I wasn't thinking about this when I set these up. I'm going to rearrange these. I got to get tanks made yet, too. And then I'll be right back, guys. Alright, we're back. Did some cleaning up a little bit. Got power run to all of these. One note to some of these immersive engineering blocks, multi-block structures that I've come across so far is when you go to hook them up. Here, let's go down here and look real quick on how things are hooked up. I've got just a regular leadstone energy cell, not much power in it. Just your LV wire connector on the output side to the power input. When you hook these up for the first time, you'll notice that the WALA is showing 0 RF. You open it up and it's full. Okay. Now, if the inventory of the machine is empty and it's not processing, it does not use power. Okay. So it does not pull power. So if you're hooking these machines up and you're having problems, put something in the inventory that it's going to process and then see if it's pulling power. If it's not pulling power, then your connection, one of your connections, probably isn't right on your energy cells or your capacitors or whatever. Because I was having a lot of frustration with this. I'd hook it all up, and it's like, okay, no power, no power, no power. I spent a good hour trying to figure out what was going on with this. And then Thor's like, oh, some of those, I wonder if it's like a certain machine where, you know, you have to have something in it for it to pull power. So then I put seeds in it, and it pulled power. So, little FYI for you guys. Make sure you put something in your machines. Now, I'm using Steve's Factory Manager to handle the liquids and the items. I feel, you know what, I need to look at something. I think I forgot to set part of this up. I feel that, way to go, Dragon, you forgot the first step. Sorry. I feel that this works really good, and you can do a lot of different stuff with it. So, right now there's the plant oil and the ethanol. Pretty much what's going on, I'll explain it out here real quick, is it's pulling the item from here, putting it in the machine, and then once the machine gets done with processing it, then it puts the liquid in these tanks. And I'm just using these tanks because I like, you know, visually seeing the liquids. We might switch out to the ender tanks later on once we get some power, but we are kind of running out of power again, so just by running these two machines. And this one should be shutting off shortly. Yeah, this one should be shut off, so this is not using any power anymore. And that one's not going to be far behind. Alright, so for those of you who do not know anything about Steve's Factory Manager, I'm going to explain some things real quick. To actually start things, you have to have a trigger. And I'm going to go through this kind of quick. If you guys would like to see something more detailed on Steve's Factory Manager, I can go through it. I know there's plenty of spotlights out there on this mod. It looks overwhelming when you first start, but it's really not. It's pretty simple. So your trigger, you can, on your intervals, you can decide how many, you know, ticks, or I'm sorry, this is seconds, how many seconds this goes. So every second it's checking all the different inventories to see what's going on with them. And then you can redstone controlled, block update detector, you know, and then on intervals. So yeah, you can have multiple triggers in one manager, but I believe if it's more than 3, then it starts really causing issues. So I try to keep mine as simple as possible. And if I got to run multiple setups over a long area, I'll do 2 different managers just to make things simpler. Let's see, and then the flow, this pretty much just splits the trigger. We got plant oil. We'll go in here. This is a group. And to have a group, to accept a signal, you had to put a node. And by default, the connection is input. And then you can do output. I don't really do output unless it's something set up like what I've got set up in Botania to go on to the next recipe type thing. Or the next group, so. So then another flow, just split it twice. And then this is the item input. Let me show you here. Oh, it's already showing. These are regular inputs, the item inputs and outputs, and then the liquid inputs and outputs. So I'm going to go ahead and set up another group to handle the chest real quick. So create a group. We'll stick this guy down here. We'll name this farm output, actually. Or farm input. If I can spell. Alright, so this is our farm input. Hit the little disk icon, it'll save it. So then it's labeled. Okay, open up contents, right click, brings you to a whole new menu. We'll start with our node. We'll do a splitter. It's flow control. We're going to separate this out. We're going to put in 2 outputs. I wish they had more options here for outputs, other than just like 2 and 5, or 2 and, it's 2 and 5. It's pretty much all you get. So you either get too many or not enough. Let's see. So we got our flow, and then we need 2 outputs and 2 inputs. So we're going to go input here, input here, and then actually, you know what? I can do this with just 1 input. If you want to delete something, all you have to do is go click on this little square, and that's how you drag them around, and then just drop it over the delete command. So let's try this with just 1. So inventory for our in is going to be the ender chest. Our output is going to be the caches. Now, since they've got stuff in them and they should be locked, there should be no problem with doing this. And then targets are going to be, doesn't really matter, down. Oops. And then items, we'll just put blacklist. So it'll empty blacklist, it'll just pull everything. So we're not going to use that flow. Put that, and then go back out, and then connect that to that. And we should see items start flowing in, possibly. Maybe. Nothing's moving there. Nothing and nothing. Huh. Okay, so we got something messed up somewhere. We're connected there. Oh, output. What is our... No direction selected. Oh, okay. I forgot to select the direction. Now, normally the target does not matter. Okay, let's double check. Stuff flowing in. Yep. Melon seeds are flowing in. Yep, chest is empty. Alright, great. So we do have flow now again. And then we'll just cover this up. So that's a basic in and out system. If you want to move something from one inventory to another, it's an in and out. So it's real simple. So we can get rid of these and just kind of clean this up a little bit, like so. Okay, so that's basically it. Ender chest is your input. Our ender chest is our input, and our output is our caches. Our caches, however you want to say it. So, where are all the pumpkin seeds going? Where did all of our stuff go? Something's not right. Hold on. Hold the phone. Something's messed up here. So we just lost a bunch of melons and a bunch of melon seeds. Where did they all go? Oh, I broke that inventory cable. There's another way to set these up, but I'd have like freaking 10 variables sitting off to the side. items, blacklist, because... Okay, our input from our chest, outputs to our caches, but where's our caches going? Blacklist, inventories, cache, and cache. That is odd. I have absolutely no idea where our stuff was going. Because it shouldn't have been going anywhere. Excuse me. It's still dropping. Where are they going? That's full. You know what? I think we're just going to do away with that. I don't know what's going on with that. No idea why or where those are going. There's no place for them to go on this system except for into here. That's the only place that these can go, is in here and in here. There's nowhere else. That is weird. Alright, so let's just set up items. There they are. So we'll just do this. I have no idea what's going on. Maybe it's a glitch between Cease Factory in here for inputting. But no, that wouldn't, because they would have been slowly going the whole time, and they're not going now. It just when I did that input. Alright, anyway. On to the next thing. So we need to build our ethanol producer, or our biodiesel producer, and it's a big block. So our first row, alright, let me get stuff on my bar here. Okay, so we need steel scaffolding, heavy engineering blocks, and light engineering blocks. So our first row is going to be 2, 1, 2. 2, 1, 2. Okay. So we're going to go 2, 1. Oops, wrong one. 2. Next one is heavy and 3 lights. Okay, so we got heavy and a heavy, and then it's 2, 1, 2. Okay. So then our next row is centers empty with a light on the back. Okay, so 1 light here, and then the rest of these are heavy. I think I might have to go another row up. Okay, and then 6 heavies on each side, so okay, and that should be it, right? Okay. Yep, that should be it. So we'll take our hammer, and there we go. That is our refinery. Let's see. Let's take a look at the notes real quick. You'll need to start with both fluids into the refinery and supply it with power. The structure created is shown as above, formed by clicking on the center with the hammer. The front of the refinery serves as fluid output, whereas the inputs are found in the smaller sides. Energy is supplied to the connector at the back. Applying a redstone signal to the control panel will halt the refinery's process. So, our input for our machine, yep, is right there. And our power is right here. Okay, so let me get this machine hooked up. See how much time we have left also. I think we're running low on time, guys. Yeah, let me get this all hooked up and we'll be right back, guys. Okay, we are back. Got everything set up. Just turned this system on. Took a little time to build the diesel generator, which is some generator blocks, some heavy engineering blocks, and radiator blocks. We're going to go ahead and form this up. Where's it at? There it is. Maybe... There it goes. Okay. So there's our diesel generator. I think that looks pretty cool. That looks fantastic. Now this is our input here. It's a radiator. That looks cool. It just looks like a giant engine. And then our energy output is up here. Is right here. And this is where we're going to connect our HV wire connectors. I think just for all intents and purposes, we're going to put all three of them on there since we have them. This energy cell is set to input, and then there we go. We got our input there also. Take our HV coil, link them up. Oh, cannot attach this wire here. Huh. Maybe we'll have to set this up differently. Anyways, that will work for now. And then we are simply going to come over here. Take some of this stuff out here. So we can get our inventory cables in here. I should have hooked this up already, but I don't have my magnet on. Probably should turn that back on. Alright, so inventory cable. I'm going to bring our inventory over here. And like so. And then cover everything up. And we'll throw the torch there. Alright, so we have a way of getting power out, and we've got a way of getting diesel fuel in. So let's set up our power group. We're going to call this our generator. Just call it Gen for short. Oops. Alright, so we need to do our node, our trigger node. We're going to do fluid out and in. In is simply going to be from our tank, and out is going to be going to our generator. Simple as that. So input, tank, we're going to go clear down to the bottom, which is going to be our portable tank. And just so stuff does not get confused, we are going to put our liquids as whitelist, and we are going for diesel fuel. Biodiesel. Alright, so then our output, we are looking for the block at X244. Okay, that's the most confusing part of all of this, is finding the inventory. So we'll go all the way down, look for the one at 244, which looks like it's the last one. Alright, so then target is down, and liquid, again, we will designate diesel. And hopefully we will see. Now before I hook that up, let's look at how things are going. Right now, small amount of in, very small. And then out, I'm guessing tree getting cut down. More tree getting cut down. So we have a little bit. Now let's see if when we hook this up, our output, okay, we can hear the generator going. There is no GUI for the generator, it just charges. So our in doesn't look like it's very much. Doesn't seem like it's going in very much. But let's get our probe here. And let's test. Oh, see, you can see it is actually charging this up at a decent clip. So we are not going. I don't know if this if this is producing more than this wire can handle, because it's still. Oh yeah, average output is 80 RF. Average input is somewhere in the 200s, 300s, 400s. So that cable is not able to keep up. So this thing is going to charge this faster than what it can put out. So that means we are at the point of power. We need to up our power cables. So that's not a big deal at all. That's actually a good thing. But we do have power. We have power coming in. It is trickling in. But I think I'm going to call that an episode for today. We got our power on. Between episodes, I'll fix the power cable coming out of here and going into our capacitor bank here. Get that hooked up better so that we can charge better. I might. Let's look at this real quick since we're using Ender IO. I could do a tesseract, simply just tesseract it over, but I don't know if these interact with the tesseract. If they do, great, awesome. If they don't, then we have to stick with the blocks, the energy cells. But we can power that all in. I think they interact with the tesseracts, so I might just put a tesseract there. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, our power issue hasn't changed much considering that we're limited on how much power we can only put out 80 RF a tick, so we are, yeah. And once I hook up another one, by the looks of it, we're producing enough biodiesel to probably power 2 of these. So I wanted to do a 6-pack. That's what I wanted to do, is I wanted to put 6 of these together in a row and run them that way. So, but that's a lot of steel, and I don't have a lot of steel right now. It's easy to make, yes, but it's a lot of crafting. So we'll see. How are we looking here? We look good here. How are we looking here? Oh, we are out there. We are out there. We're gonna have to make a bigger farm. So that'll be a thing between episodes. Also, I'll get the farm done. I'll get the farm upgraded. And then, yeah, hopefully we should have enough power once I change this out. Have enough power coming in to not have to worry about it for a little bit. And we can get auto crafting, and the first thing we'll do is we'll make more of these. Craft more of these up. And possibly craft some more of this stuff up also, so we can get going. So, guys, as always, guys, if you liked the episode, If you like immersive engineering, diesel power, that big diesel power, hit that thumbs up, show me some love. New to the channel, new to the series, like what you're seeing so far, hit that big red subscribe button so you can see some more. And as always, guys, any comments or questions, please leave them in the down below. Until then, guys, I'll see you next time.